Do you know there are cruise features that look incredible in brochures, but can secretly ruin your entire vacation once you're on board? Most cruisers don't realize it until it's too late. It's happening to thousands of unsuspecting cruisers right now. These aren't just little annoyances. They're traps carefully designed to frustrate you, drain your wallet, and leave you wishing you'd never stepped on board. In this video, I'm exposing 12 of the most horrible cruise features that look amazing on paper, but will leave you with nothing but regret at sea. And here's the kicker. If you miss even one of these, you could fall right into the same traps. Stick with me, because your next cruise could depend on it. Number 1. The guaranteed cabin. Booking a guaranteed cabin for a lower price sounds like a smart move, but you're giving the cruise line permission to put you in the worst available cabin. When you select a guaranteed cabin, you're not getting a cabin, you're getting a category. This gives the cruise line the flexibility to fill the least desirable spots on the ship first. This means you're often placed in a cabin with an obstructed view, under a noisy galley or theater, or in the very front or very back of the ship, where you'll feel every bit of the motion. While there is a small chance of a free upgrade, the reality in 2025 is that cruise lines are selling out, and that free upgrade is more myth than reality. Always choose your specific cabin. Use a cruise deck plan to scout out a quiet, centrally located room. A quiet room away from elevators and crew areas is worth the extra cost. If you are prone to motion sickness, a cabin midship on a lower deck will always be your best choice. A couple from Chicago booked a guaranteed balcony for their anniversary cruise to save $150. They were assigned a room directly above the late-night disco. Every night until 2 a.m., they felt the bass rattling the floor and couldn't sleep. They went to guest services to complain and were simply told, "You chose a guaranteed cabin." Number 2. The anytime dining myth. The promise of anytime dining sounds flexible, but in 2025, it's a system designed for chaos. On many megaships, the anytime option means a reservation is still required, but it's not a set time. This creates a bottleneck with 100 other people trying to book a table at the same time. You're either stuck with a long wait list, forced to eat at an awkward time, or eating a rushed meal. This system often leads to longer lines and overworked staff who are trying to manage hundreds of spontaneous requests, not a smooth, relaxed dining experience. Always choose a traditional, fixed dining time for at least a few of your dinners. This guarantees you a table at the same time and with the same wait staff every night, leading to a much better and more personalized dining experience. A family of 6 opted for anytime dining, thinking it would be easier. Every evening, they waited 45 minutes to an hour to get a table. The first night they gave up and ate at the buffet. By the end of the week, they had only eaten at the main dining room twice and felt they missed a key part of the cruise experience. Coming up, the perk that quietly locks you into hundreds in fees. Number 3. The unlimited Wi-Fi package. Your cruise line's unlimited Wi-Fi package is anything but. Most cruise ship Wi-Fi is satellite-based. It's expensive and the bandwidth is extremely limited and shared among thousands of passengers. The cruise line advertises it as unlimited, but quietly throttles speeds and blocks certain sites and services. You may be able to browse social media or send an email, but trying to stream a movie, make a video call, or even upload high-resolution photos will be a frustrating and often impossible task. The price you pay for unlimited doesn't guarantee a quality connection. Before you sail, check out independent reviews of your specific ship's Wi-Fi service. If you just need basic messaging, you may be better off with a cheaper messaging-only plan. If you need a reliable connection for work or streaming, consider a specialized, more reliable eSIM service. A remote worker booked a cruise, paying $300 for a week of premium unlimited Wi-Fi. He expected to attend video meetings, but the connection was so spotty he was forced to cancel his calls. He spent hours at the guest services desk trying to get a refund and was told there was nothing they could do. Number 4. The all-inclusive drink package. The cruise line's drink package is a highly profitable revenue stream, and it's a trap for all but the heaviest drinkers. Drink packages in 2025 are expensive, often costing $80 to $100 per person per day, plus an automatic 18 to 20% gratuity. Typical cocktail $10 to $14, specialty coffee $4 to $6, bottled water $2 to $5. Daily service charge $16 to $25 per person each day. To break even on a standard 7-day cruise, you'd need to drink 8 to 10 cocktails a day. Not only do the packages not cover all drinks, for example, premium wine, top-shelf liquor, they also pressure you to overconsume to get your money's worth. And don't forget the all-in-the-cabin rule, where if one person buys it, everyone in the cabin must buy it, forcing light drinkers to subsidize the heavy ones. Do a simple cost-benefit analysis. Look up the typical price of your favorite drinks on board. If you only plan to have a glass of wine with dinner and a few cocktails by the pool, paying a la carte is almost always cheaper. A couple bought the drink package for a 7-day sailing. After day 3, they realized they weren't drinking enough to break even. They were tired of forcing themselves to order extra drinks just to justify the cost. By the end, they calculated they'd spent hundreds more on the package than they would have by paying as they went. Number 5. The free art auction. The onboard art auction is not a classy cultural event. It's a high-pressure sales tactic. The art sold on cruise ships is almost never a legitimate investment. It's often mass-produced lithographs with inflated appraisals. The events are designed to create a sense of urgency and exclusivity. The free champagne is a tool to loosen your inhibitions and lower your guard. The art gallery staff are highly trained salespeople, not art experts, and they will use every tactic to convince you that you are getting a valuable piece of art for a steal. In reality, you're paying thousands for a piece that has little or no resale value. If you like the art, buy it because you love it, not as an investment. Go to the gallery at your leisure during the day, not the boisterous evening auction. A passenger won a limited edition print for $1,800 at an auction. The staff said the piece was appraised for thousands more. When he got home, he looked up the artist and found identical prints selling on eBay for a fraction of what he paid. He later said he felt embarrassed and scammed. If you've been burned by one of these, comment "horrible" and tell me which one. Helps other cruisers avoid it. Number 6. The signature shore excursion. The most popular shore excursions sold by the cruise line are often the most expensive and least authentic. Cruise lines act as a middleman, marking up a local tour operator's price by 30 to 50%. These tours are often designed for large groups, meaning you'll be on a huge bus with 50 other people and spend more time waiting than exploring. You get a rushed, tourist trap version of a local experience. While the cruise line guarantees you won't be left behind, the trade-off is often a rushed and impersonal experience. Do your research. Check independent tour operators online who offer the same excursion for a better price and often in a smaller, more personalized group. You can save a significant amount of money and get a more authentic experience. A family booked a signature tour in Costa Maya for $120 per person. They were on a crowded bus and only had 30 minutes at the ruins. They later learned a local tour guide was offering the same tour, with a private lunch, for just $50 per person. They realized they had wasted over $400 for a worse experience. Number 7. The onboard photo package. The photography package is an expensive, awkward, and often unnecessary expense. Cruise lines have dozens of photographers stationed around the ship taking pictures of you with cheesy backdrops. You're encouraged to pose in awkward positions. The packages, which often cost hundreds of dollars, are filled with photos you don't really want. You'll spend hours sifting through thousands of photos in the photo gallery, only to find a handful you like. Then, if you don't buy the package, you can't have the photos, and the cruise line will delete them. Take your own photos. A smartphone takes fantastic pictures, and you can capture more genuine moments and create your own memories. You can always ask a fellow passenger to take a photo of you. A couple spent over $350 on a photography package. When they got home, they realized most of the pictures were forced smiles and awkward poses. They said the best photo of the trip was a selfie they took themselves at the pool deck. Number 8. The late night show. That glamorous late night show is a logistical mess with limited seating and a long wait list. On many cruise ships, the theater is too small to accommodate everyone who wants to see the main evening show. The cruise line will offer 2 or 3 show times, including a late night option. What they don't tell you is that the late night show is a first-come, first-served nightmare, with huge lines forming up to an hour before the show. This forces you to either rush your dinner or wait in a long line, wasting precious vacation time. Book your showtimes online as soon as you can. This will guarantee you a seat at a time that works for you. A family of 4 waited in line for 45 minutes for a late-night comedy show. They were turned away because the theater was at capacity. They were furious, feeling they had wasted a huge chunk of their night for nothing. Number 9. The complimentary bottled water. The cruise line gives you a couple of free bottles of water, but then charges you up to $5 for every bottle after that. This is a common tactic to force you to pay for water. While the ship's tap water is perfectly safe to drink and is readily available from dispensers, the cruise line makes it a point to sell expensive bottled water. If you want to take water with you on a shore excursion, you will have to pay for it. Bring a reusable water bottle. You can fill it up at the tap or at water stations around the ship for free, saving yourself hundreds of dollars over the course of the week. A family of 5 ran up a $200 bill on their cruise just from buying bottled water. They didn't realize until the final bill that they had been charged for every single bottle. Number 10. The prepaid gratuities. Prepaying gratuities seems smart, but it's a deceptive system that locks in a cost you can't easily change. Cruise lines automatically add a service fee of $16 to $25 per person per day to your bill. While you have the option to prepay it, that money is pooled and distributed by the cruise line, so you have no say over who gets what. This system discourages staff from going above and beyond because they know they are getting a tip no matter what. It also removes your ability to reward a specific waiter or cabin steward. Don't prepay gratuities. Pay them on board. This gives you the flexibility to adjust the amount up or down based on the service you receive. A couple had a terrible cabin steward who was rude and never cleaned their room. They complained and were told they couldn't get a refund on their prepaid gratuities. They were forced to leave a note for the steward at guest services. Number 11. The complimentary room service. Room service is a free convenience, but in 2025, that's almost always a lie. Most cruise lines have phased out complimentary room service. While a small continental breakfast might be free, nearly every other item on the menu, from a burger to a salad, now comes with a service fee, often between $5 to $10 per order. This fee is never mentioned in the promotions and only shows up on your final bill. Call guest services before you order and ask about the fee. You can almost always get the same food for free at a buffet or one of the complimentary restaurants. A family of 4 ordered a burger and fries from room service for each of them on their first night. They were surprised to see a $20 service fee on their bill, which had been hidden from them until the end. They never ordered room service again. Number 12. The discount gift shop. The onboard gift shops claim to have duty-free prices and huge discounts, but they're often more expensive than a store in port. The onboard gift shops are highly profitable for the cruise line. The prices are often inflated, so a 50% off sale is really just bringing the price down to what you pay in a regular store. And because you are on a captive ship, there's no way to price check or compare. Research your purchases. If you're looking for a specific item, check its price in a store at home before you sail. Wait until you get to a port to buy souvenirs. You'll not only get a better price, but you'll also support a local business. A woman saw a watch in the ship's store for $350, on sale from $700. She bought it. A few days later, she saw the exact same watch in a jewelry store in St. Thomas for $200. She tried to return it, but the ship's store has a no returns policy once a sale is final. So there you have it. 12 cruise features that sound like perks, but are really pitfalls in 2025. But here's the truth. These are just the beginning. The cruise lines are constantly coming up with new tricks to squeeze more money from passengers, and I'll be exposing those in upcoming videos. Don't be the person stuck with a regret-filled vacation while everyone else sails smarter. Hit like, subscribe to Cruise Pro, and turn on the bell, because the next video could save you from the most expensive mistake of your cruising life. Until then, book smart, cruise smarter, and avoid becoming the next regret story.